All right, exciting day. We are starting our in-light lighting for this project.
I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degrees. This ain't a fluke. I seen it way before it ever happened. He gave me the view. I had to put in my time on the TV. It coming in soon. I couldn't leave it all up to a variant or an experience. You gotta get up and do what it do. So complicated, homie, it's you. Always gonna wait until you in the mood. I've been running, came up.
So we went ahead, we did the decking because we didn't have the wiring. So it's gonna be a little harder for us today now because we're gonna have to crawl into the deck, but there's quite a bit of room. So yeah, we're just gonna run 2 feeds. We're gonna run one for the puck lights and we're gonna run a separate one for all the wedge lights in the railing. So this deck's getting 2 puck lights for each step, and it's also getting a wedge light in every post. Some posts get 2. So we're gonna start that today, pull all the wire, and then yeah, we got our holes drilled for a railing, so we'll just stub everything up and then we can close the underside of the deck in.
Put these goals on freeze. I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put these goals on freeze. You cannot stop me, I mean this spinach and broccoli. Termination like I'm Rocky, lift the heavy, no spot please. Body back a beating and I get away scotch-free. And I'ma take control, unbreakable. I sense the face, the shakes is cold, the grace is more.
Brad and I just finished unrolling the whole spool of wire. We basically just cut it in half because we know we're just gonna use 2 full lengths, so we'll take off any of the extra towards the end. Anyways, we just laid it around the perimeter of the deck. That way we kind of know what we're working with, and then we're gonna start over here and we're gonna feed through the one side. So him and I are gonna go through, feed it through, and then we're gonna come back to this side, do the same thing over here, and then take a little break and go at her again.
I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put these.
Okay, so we're going through and we're pulling the wire back, and wherever there's a connection, like a post or a light, we are nailing on either side. We're leaving a little loop so that way we can get our connectors onto it. Later we'll be able to connect the actual fixture to that. So we're pulling the wires through and we're tacking them to the framework with these little electrical connectors. So one lead is for the puck lights and the other lead is for the wedge lights. So depending on which one we choose to go with, we'll know the difference between this. When we hook them up later, they're gonna be zoned, so that way they can have the option to turn one set on or all of them on at the same time.
Put in my time on the TV, it coming in soon. I couldn't leave it all up to a variant or an experience. You gotta get up and do what it do. So complicated, homie, it's you. Always gonna wait until you in the mood. I've been running, came out gunning, stopped the fronting on your word. It's what you hear, not what you heard. I'ma hang on every verb. I'ma show you what it's worth.
So Brett's running his lead through ahead of me. I'm just staying a couple feet back, and then I'm following his lead with my own lead and just zip tying basically where he's putting the little brackets. I'm zip tying right around there, and then we'll end up just heading along the length of the deck here until we get to the transformer.
I'ma get into it. I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put these goals on freeze.
So we're working on getting the rest of the wire ran on this side of the deck. We've got it to the edge of the stairs right now. So the next section is coming to the edge of this ramp, down this way and back around. So this will be the hardest part. We've got some fishing poles and we've got some boards off, so we're able to pull it where we need to. There's gonna be puck lights on the surface of the decking as well as wedge lights in the railings. So we're gonna need to basically pull the wire all the way through, put the connectors on, and then basically drill the holes for the lights in the deck board, and then we can put the decking back on.
I'ma deposit and see what it make. Shoot it, so it's reap. I paid a meter, I came in with Peter like Peter on water. I'm stepping in deeper, they know that I'm coming like follow the leader. I'm taking a chance today. Standing inside of the kitchen, I turn on the heater. I'm here to turn on my brothers and sisters and cousins and mothers until my believers get into it first. Shit, I'ma get into it first. Until they put me in the dirt. Shit, I'ma get into it first. Shit, I'ma get into it. I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put.
Okay, so we finished running our wires. So the next step is to actually connect it to the transformer. So what we do is we cut approximately 3/4 of the rubber off of the wire. and we'll insert that into one of the 3 ports within this smart hub. So just give it a little bit of a twist so it goes in there nice and neat. Just like that. I like to do one at a time. Once it's in there, pull down that prong and lock it in. And do the second one. So we're testing this as we go to make sure everything works. So we got power here. The receptacle is not hooked up yet. And there you go.
I'ma show you what it's worth. Every day I'm on earth till they put me in the dirt. I'ma get into it first. Said I'ma get into it first.
Okay, so we got our leads ran. So now I gotta go through all the boxes and we gotta take out all of the actual connector piece. So we gotta go through all the boxes and get those, and then we're gonna install all of these where they need to be, where there's gonna be a light. And then from there, we'll have an extension that goes to the actual fixture itself. So this is a fixture, here's the light, comes with like an 18 inches of lead, but we are adding 1 meter to the end of all the puck lights. This way, if something happens to the light, we can pull it through and replace this part and still have enough room to reach the main wire. On the wedge lights, we are doing the same thing, except we are adding a splitter piece. So some posts will have 2 lights. This will join to the main lead, just like this, and then we can have the fixtures go that way. Same thing, we'll have like a lead that connects this piece to the Y. It'll be 2 meters, a little bit longer. And then from there, the fixtures will plug right into that and come out the railing.
Standing inside of the kitchen, I turn on the heater. I'm here to turn on my brothers and sisters and cousins and mothers until my believers get into it first. Said I'ma get into it first. Until they put me in the dirt. Said I'ma get into it first. Said I'ma get into it.
We're using these in-light connector pieces here to basically connect our post lights and our pot lights to our leads that we just finished running. So my lead is the one that's zip tied here, and Brett's lead is the one that's clipped in. So essentially these connection pieces we just install by sticking the gray part onto the wire first. And then this bigger part here has prongs in it that connects, like that basically bites into the lead. So we kind of slide that on there. And then this guy here just tightens it all together. So this will do the biting. This will do all the work for me. I just twist, 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 keep going. I make sure it's all flush here. This has like a self-correcting feature where you can just tighten it right up. So that one's nice and snug. And then the way that Brett and I are making sure that we're using the right leads, or that the leads are all straight and correct, is I'm plugging one of the pot lights into it, and mine should not be on. So his is on, mine is not. So here you go. This is the moment of truth. Ta-da, it's off. And then I keep doing that for every, I'm doing all the post lights, so I'm gonna do that for every post on the deck.
You cannot stop me. I'm eating spinach and broccoli. Termination like I'm Rocky. Lift the heavy, no spot, please. Body back and beating it.
So we're working on our wedge lights right now. So I'm going through and I'm marking out with our nice little template where we want our wedge light to sit on the post. And from there, I'm tapping the center of each mark, and then it gives Evan a spot to pre-drill. So he's gonna go through and pre-drill the 3 holes, and then basically they're ready to be cut down to length and have the base skirts installed and then the lights.
Shoot is shooting, so it's reap. I paid a meter, I came in with Peter like Peter on water. I'm stepping in deeper, they know that I'm coming like follow the leader. I'm taking a chance today. Standing inside of the kitchen, I turn on the heater. I'm here to turn on my brothers and sisters and cousins and mothers until my believers get into it first.
Working on wiring up these posts. So now that we've got our holes drilled, we'll take our extension, our 2 meter extension. We'll run it up the hole at the bottom. So we'll pull our extension up the top. We'll take one of our lights. We'll do the same thing through the hole we drilled through the face. We'll make the connection at the top of the post like that, and then basically stuff that wire back in. So what we're looking for with this extension and this lead is we want that much coming out the top. So this way, if this light ever dies, this fixture can be replaced And from there, we will pull the extension down until it's tight. And we'll mark it with a piece of tape at the bottom, so that way we know when we're installing them not to pull it too far. And then we'll just stand this up and we will stuff the fixture, the light in there, just like that.
I had to put in my time with the TV, it coming in soon. I couldn't leave it all up to a variant or an experience. You gotta get up and do what it do. So complicated, homie, it's you. Always gonna wait until you in the mood. I've been running, came out gunning, stopped the fronting on your word. It's what you hear, not what you heard.
That's a wrap for this week's video. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Stay tuned for next week's video where we release our final walkthrough and our last video of this build series. Hope everyone enjoys and see you next week.